Hey, it's Jackie, and welcome back for another Priscilla Presley 60s makeup tutorial, plus things you might not know about the icon. So I wanted to do this look specifically because of the Barbiecore trend going on right now, so keep on watching for this very doll-like look, perfect for cosplay, Halloween, or if you love 60s makeup. I prepped the skin and I'm using the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, buffed this all over my skin in a light layer. Even though Priscilla wore heavy-duty makeup, her skin always looked very fresh. Brightening up with concealer, I'm trying out the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I love it, it works great, I've been using it every day. And as we do the makeup, I will be sharing some lesser known facts about Priscilla that I don't hear talked about very often. Adding a bit of dimension to my face with this Rose Ink Cream Bronzer, and let's talk fashion. Fashion was a huge part of Priscilla's life, while her 60s looks were very much an extension of Elvis's style with the big pompadour hairstyle and very heavy makeup. After the divorce, when Priscilla came into her own, she was eager to be a businesswoman and opened a boutique in Beverly Hills called Beau with her business partner Olivia Bees. While the store was only open for 3 years, it was a big hit with celebrities like Cher, Liza Minnelli, and Natalie Wood. And I haven't posted on this channel in a hot minute, but my last video was inspired by Elizabeth Taylor and I showcased a lot of Floris's products, and this powder I grab for every day. It's amazing to just press lightly over the skin, sets beautifully, I highly recommend this one. And then for brows, I didn't pluck off all my brows, but I am going to use this L'Oreal Brow Definer in this deep brunette shade to create more structure, especially with a higher, sharper arch and a longer tail. So higher arch brows and super high hair. This is a half wig by Annabelle Wigs called Priscilla, so I'll have it linked down below. Thank you, Annabelle Wigs, for sending this over to me. But you can see the first bump of my hair, that's my own, and I sprayed it with the L'Oreal Root Touch-Up. So I've done that in many of my videos. As we recreate Priscilla's iconic nose, let's talk modern stars influenced by her. If you haven't already thought of Lana Del Rey, Lana also nods to Elvis's music within her own works. As I was looking through my makeup collection, which let me know if you want to see a makeup collection video, I've started to really narrow down the products that I've kept in my collection. Anyways, I found this blush from MAC that I've had for a long time and I love it. Apply this higher up on the cheeks, and a brand that I have been recently obsessed with is M Cosmetics. I love this cherub blush and I'm flushing this over my cheeks and nose, touch on my forehead as well. The Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wands have taken over the internet in the past couple years to a point where they are hard to find. So I love the Flower Beauty dupe, but recently I also tried this Australian beauty brand and these are great as well. Everything is always linked down below if you want to try these out too, and I like to apply with my fingers when I'm recreating a look so I can be very precise and make sure it's blended in, and I find this blends over that light bit of powder no problem. I'm pulling out a vintage product that I've had for forever now. It's probably expired at this point, but it is the Natural Mattes by Too Faced. I just can't get rid of it. I use it all the time. I'm mixing the matte cream and bright light pink under the brow bone as well as over the lid, and I'm creating a larger crease. This shape I'm doing is different from some of the other 60s looks that I've done. Usually I'll exaggerate the inner crease and then follow the shape of my natural crease. You can see this technique in the Ina bulk recreation I did as well as Sharon Tate, but for this look, extend that exaggerated crease more outward toward the tail of the brow. I'm doing this with a brown shadow first because it's not a normal shape I do and I was a bit nervous I was gonna mess it up, but now I'm gonna add a brown liner and then once I have that applied, soften it up with a bit of shadow. For more dimension, I'm adding this MAC pigment all over the lid, has a bit of sheen to it. And for big winged liner, start with a straight outer corner wing that connects to the bottom lash line and start to build it up all the way to the tear duct. I thought I was creating a really thick line here, but I could have doubled it. It would have looked more accurate if I had gone double the size because my lid is a little bit bigger in general, so I have more space to work with, but I ended up liking how it looked, so I didn't really add to it, and then add a inner corner line towards the nose. Jumping back into some interesting details about Priscilla, her and her daughter Lisa Marie were recruited into Scientology by John Travolta. And why don't we just throw some other huge names? Lisa Marie, her daughter, ended up marrying Michael Jackson. So both Priscilla and her daughter married the biggest stars of their generations. Oh, and I literally don't know anything about Scientology, so if you want to explain what the heck that is, go ahead. And to add drama to the eyes, I'm lining underneath my lash line and wiggling downward a bit to thicken up the initial line before adding in some big falsies. curling with my favorite Barbie and Revlon lash curler. And this is a well-known fact about Priscilla, but she does have a memoir that you can buy. Again, I'll have it linked, and it's called Elvis and Me, and it's her first-hand account of their relationship, because there's like so many tabloids. It's nice that it actually comes from her. So to add more dimension, when my eyes were looking straight, I added some deeper matte shadow through the crease at the start of the eye without having to add a lot more liner or another set of lashes, just deepened it up a bit more in an easy way. Adding mascara to the top and bottom, and my favorite lip liner is called Wherever Walnut by Makeup Forever. I picked this one up because I read Hailey Bieber loved it, and I ended up loving it as well. It's a great everyday lip liner shade. Priscilla's was a little bit more brown and less blended, but I wanted it to be a tiny bit more blended and go with a peachy pink. And then to lighten it up, I used that matte light pink shadow I used earlier and added this in the center of the lips. I wanted to recreate this look to be on trend with the Barbiecore aesthetic going on right now. Plus, I thought it's great for Halloween because there's so much of this hot pink in clothing that you can definitely find something similar if you want to recreate this look in October. I've also recreated her iconic bridal look, but another favorite is this white mod dress with a black bow, and you could easily recreate this one. I was recently in Memphis, and there's a salon chain that started in Memphis, Tennessee called The Beauty Shop, where Priscilla used to get her iconic beehive hairdos, and I've been there. The food is amazing, and they still have retro-inspired hair dryers and vintage magazine clippings, including the look I recreated today. If you didn't know, Priscilla is an actress, and her most iconic role was the show Dallas, and she looked very different on the show compared to this rock and roll style that's more reminiscent of the 50s and 60s. Let me know if you guys liked hearing a little bit more about the icon. Usually I just focus on the makeup, so let me know what you think, and subscribe so you see more pop culture tutorials. And I was convinced she always wore a half wig, but a lot of the time it really was her hair. For example, on her wedding day, she had a bump piece in for volume, but it was her hair that went over top of it with a ton of teasing. If you want to see the first recreation I did inspired by Priscilla, keep on watching here. And if you want to see my Memphis vlog, that's also linked on my second vlog channel.